This is a 2023 Chevy Bolt EV 1LT package. The sticker price on this is $25,600 plus an additional $995 for delivery. No Amazon Prime here, baby. Now, in the past, I have said I'd rather walk than drive a Chevy Bolt, but clearly today I'm going to drive it, and I'm gonna give it a fair shake, okay? Because this thing actually impresses me simply because of the fact it's a significantly sub $30,000 EV out the door. So we're gonna start with exterior styling. I mean, let's be honest, this is the most beautiful car ever produced by GM. I mean, it's just gorgeous. The wheels are 17 inches and they're painted aluminum. Tires are all-season black wall puncture sealing. So if you puncture them, the black walls will seal themselves. The headlamps are LED and daytime running lamps are LED, and the mirrors on the outside are heated because you can't have cold mirrors. That's illegal. Now, in the rear of the Bolt, you see you have this small space here. It's very small. However, there is a sub-compartment storage here, and it's actually a pretty significant space, and all Bolts come with the 120-volt charger that you can plug right into the wall in your garage, and that's how you can power this thing. Now, it only has a 50 kilowatt max charging speed, so a Tesla can charge 5 times max charging speed at 250 kilowatts if you're by chance comparing this to a Tesla Model 3 and buying one. Although the standard range Model 3 only goes up to 170 kilowatts, so that is a little bit closer. But on road trips, this thing is a problem. But this is not a road trip car. This is arguably the ultimate daily driver, going back and forth to your job and spending a lot less on gas. You'll actually be able to get a return on your investment a lot quicker than you would if you were buying a Model 3 if your goal was to save money on gas. So now that we've kind of covered the outside, I mean, let's be honest, there's not much to look at. Bolt EV, it's blue, so that means it's electric. And then we have our charge port driver side right here. Opens up, DC fast charging, boom. Now, before we get too deep into this review, I do want to give a shout out and thank you to Arizona Tesla Rentals. They warehouse this car. You can rent it if you want. I'll have all of their information down below. If you're looking to test out a Tesla, whether you want a Model Y, Model 3, Model S, whatever you want, they have, plus Kia EV6. They had an Audi SQ7. They have a gorgeous fleet of cars. All their information's below. Whether you're local like me and you want to test out new cars, or you're coming into Phoenix and you need to get a rental, they are a great option. I know I tried to rent with Hertz recently to get the new Model Y, and they just don't have Model Ys in there, whereas these guys did. So Arizona Tesla Rentals, Justin, you're the man, thank you. All their information's below, they're great, check them out. On the interior of the Bolt, unlock, lock, adjust your mirrors. Kids are acting up in the back. No more window privileges. Automatic window only for the front driver's side. Yep, it works. Nice job, Mary Barra. And then all the other windows, poverty. Then we have this button right here. This adjusts the brightness of your display, and it's interesting, it actually pops out and then you turn it. So that's kind of cool. And then you just have your knob for adjusting lights on and off, auto, all that type of stuff. Now onto the main display here, you can see it says a max range of 258 miles and a minimum range of 179 miles. And right in between that is 219. Now earlier when I had it charged to 100%, we were looking at 267 miles, which is actually pretty impressive out of a 65 kilowatt battery pack. You can also scroll through various different screens by using this button here, and that adjusts what's on the middle there, your driver assistance, timer, I don't know what you're timing, probably how many days it takes to charge on a road trip. I got the tire pressure filled up to 38, the correct pressure, and then just your average speed, just kind of some really generic things. Really the most useful thing is just having your speedometer right there in the middle. That's very useful. And then this is interesting, I've never seen this. No paddle shifter here, but we do have a paddle shifter here to adjust the regenerative braking. And additionally, down here, this takes off single pedal driving. Really nice. Whatever artist designed this design here, your manager came to you and said, hey, we need some artwork that would display single pedal driving. This is very well done. So that's what that button does. You also notice this button here. That's sport mode right next to traction control, which is hilarious that this has sport mode, but I like it. And this is also a very quick car. It's not like a slow, you know, some of these EVs are very slow. This isn't. It's quick, it's peppy, especially in sport mode, and it's front wheel drive, so it's very easy to break the tires loose. We'll be doing that shortly. I'm just trying to give you a fair tour. Has this review been fair so far? I feel like we've been fair. We're not being too harsh. We're just, you know, Maybe by the end of this, I'll admit that I wouldn't actually rather walk. I'll just take the Bolt. Now on to the center screen, the infotainment system. Very clean and responsive. 97.5 hot Phoenix. We're real hot. You can see the display here. So then here's how it goes. Look at that. See? That is good responsiveness. I like that. We can go into settings here. Language, time, date, sound. What kind of sounds are we gonna make here? Maximum startup volume. What does that mean? Limits the volume. Oh, limits the volume of audio sources. Okay, yeah, let's keep that down. I don't want to surprise anybody. Okay, good. Audible touch feedback. Hell yeah, turn that on. Yeah, I like that. Okay. It's like you're playing like Lemmings paintball. Ga. Anyways, so yeah, the good thing about this is it is a very responsive system, so I give them a thumbs up for that. We got teen driver mode. What is this? Teen driver mode allows you to assign keys with customizable restrictions. Refer to your owner's manual for details. So that's what it is. That's kind of cool. Teen driver. How about senior driver? That would be helpful too. And yeah, you click on this button here, takes you right back to home. I think that's very nice. Really the main thing with this infotainment system is it's responsive and it's a nice looking screen. You have the air vents sitting up here as they do on most cars and right over here. Another thing I'll say in comparison to a Tesla, the AC in this works extremely well. I always feel like because Teslas have so much glass, it becomes a greenhouse in there. It's very hard for the car sometimes to cool down. Now, I complain about that. That's because I'm in Phoenix, which is an oven, okay? It's the devil's armpit. So that is an issue more specific to where I live. You could live in other parts of the country or world and you may not run into this issue. I just find myself as a Tesla owner appreciating very basic cars that have air conditioning that works appropriately, which is sad. So we've gone over the interior of this car. Very bland, very spacious. I'm 6 feet tall. Let's see what the seating position is like behind me. This is a comfortable seating position. I skipped this in one of my videos and someone yelled at me, so we can't skip that anymore. Hey, this is nice. Couple stains in the back. See if this reclines. Doesn't recline at all, but that's fine. Nothing back here, absolutely nothing. They don't even have pockets on this. There's nothing here to charge your phone. You have plastic panels here to basically put in a water bottle. This doesn't work because you lost your privileges because your parents are still mad at you. But yeah, 6 foot tall person as my driving position. You can see we have a lot of space back there. My friend who was sitting here is 6'3". So you can see there's a little tighter, huh? Hey, I gotta work on these legs, don't you think? Very sad, very sad. But we have plenty of space back here. It's comfortable. Wow, no armrest in the rear. I think that's one of the first cars I've ever seen that doesn't have that. So very basic back here. But again, EV, $25,000. That's what is important to most people. So you do have space around 6 feet tall. Everyone should have plenty of space in this car. All right, driving the Bolt. 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty. Not good. That's not a good warranty, but the battery warranty is 8 years, 100,000 miles. So we're in sport mode. Sport mode traction control off, and the thing breaks the tires immediately. Here, we're going 25 miles an hour. No, I thought it would break the tires. Okay, it does not break the tires at 25 miles an hour, but from a dig, it will break the tires loose, and it's just funny. That's all it is. That's all it is funny. So I just wanted to show you that. I don't want to do that a million times. Traction control's back on. We're gonna leave it in sport mode though, because it's very peppy, and I'd like to show you that. So as far as the warranty goes and it not being great, 3 years, 36,000 miles, whichever comes first. Normally in an EV, not really a problem because the battery is the main thing that you're concerned about. But apparently these have had issues getting stuck after being on a full charge, not getting into gear, not being able to shift the car. So I don't know a ton about that. That's just an issue that I have heard about. So it's something to be aware of. If you're shopping for these used, maybe you could ask the dealer for a history of, has that been serviced for? Has that been taken care of? Or, you know, can they add warranty on for a year or 2 years as part of your negotiation? But from a usability standpoint, like I said earlier, yeah, the Tesla, the Model 3 offers a lot more, and it offers you the most reliable charging network in the world. You can drive it anywhere in the United States and other parts of the world. This is a local commuter car, and your goal should be to get it for as cheap as possible, use it as a commuter car, and never sell it until the battery explodes, because you're just using this to go back and forth to work, take the kids to school, soccer practice. This is a utility vehicle, whereas, you know, a Tesla is is a little different. While they are minimalistic and some people view those as a utility vehicle, this is truly what the mass market needs to be able to adopt them for local use. I don't like the idea of forcing everyone to get these EVs. Like, imagine if you forced everyone to get a Bolt, and some people, like, what if they want to take their family on a road trip to San Diego for a short weekend, and you're telling them they have to go use an unreliable charging network, a car that isn't that comfortable or spacious, but it's the $25,000 car. Like, it's a ridiculous thing right now. We'll get there eventually, but don't force us into. Why don't the manufacturers make great cars that we want to buy like Tesla has, and then we'll buy them. Driving this, suspension is nicely done. It's very loose. You can see how I floor the car and the whole thing sets back, but it's peppy, it's quick, and that's what you want in an electric vehicle. Again, electric vehicles have to provide something gas cars do not, and that's what one of those main things is instantaneous torque. And that's what this has. Like, it rips, the front tires break loose when you take off traction control, and I find that to be really fun and funny. Traction control still kicking in, 156 kilowatts of power used. It's quick. I think you're really going to enjoy it. You're going to get the benefit of what EVs bring to the market with the performance and easy ability to charge at home. A lot of people say, I don't have time to charge. I'm going to be late for work because I'm charging. And the truth is, you charge at home. You know, if you have a 40-mile commute or 80-mile commute round trip, on that 120-volt charger that I showed you in the back of this car, you should be okay for most of your commuting, and you just have to drive to work and drive home. So you are eliminating the gas station. You're eliminating the oil changes and things like that. And I think that's where this does a really nice job. It has automatic climate control. Like I said, it's got the heated mirrors, recirculation of air, all that type of generic stuff. So it has everything you need. It's comfortable. Sirius XM radio. I didn't realize how many people loved Sirius XM radio. I always looked at that like whatever, but people love it, and this has it. It also has Apple CarPlay. So it's got a lot of the nice things that you want to have, and Apple CarPlay and Sirius XM are two things that Tesla doesn't have. So, and I know some of you are like, oh, who cares? Use the Tesla. I know, but some people like that stuff, okay? I didn't make the rules. So overall, the Bolt is a useful vehicle. I guess I would prefer it over than walking most places. But again, it's a useful vehicle in the sense that it's for local driving. And if you want to do it all car, this isn't it. But if you want something that's going to potentially save you money when gas prices go up and down and whatever, and being able to have hopefully low maintenance depending on, you know, what goes wrong with this thing after 36,000 miles, I think this could be a great option for you, and it should be considered. So I hope you guys felt this was a helpful video, kind of introducing you to the Chevy Bolt. Up front in this thing, it looks like it has an engine. There's no storage up there. There's a small trunk and subcompartment in the back. But really, I mean, this would be great for carpooling to work. As long as your commute is probably no more than 100 miles round trip, I think you can really enjoy this thing. And if you have some type of home charging setup to keep your costs down as low as possible, you do not want to rely on the third-party chargers that aren't Tesla right now. They're just not reliable. Now, if you're looking at the Chevy Bolt, you may also be looking at a Tesla Model 3 standard range. So check this video out right here where I do a little road trip in a Tesla Model 3 standard range to see what that is like and to see if that will serve your needs.